'Twas the night before Wriothesley, with a clear blue sky. Not a primo was flying, we were waiting for our guy. What's going on, y'all? This is Clutch, and I'm here to talk about Wriothesley. What's up, y'all? It's your boy Clutch. Make sure to like, subscribe, and let me know you're alive down in the comments below. I'm here to talk about Wriothesley and my excitement. One more day, and he's finally coming out. Wriothesley is the type of character, Wriothesley, I think it's Wriothesley. I like to call him Rise, to be honest, but Wriothesley. I like Wriothesley too because, he got that Riz. I think he's a really cool addition to the Genshin Impact roster. Our first Ice Catalyst user. He punches. He doesn't kick, but there's some things that I wish that they did to him to make him a little more fluid. Like if after he elemental skilled, he could do like a follow-up elemental skill to kind of dodge instead of like running, something like that. But other than that, I still think he's really cool. I like his mechanics. I do think it's interesting how they went out of their way to make his charge attack not necessarily work with a character like Bennett. Like if they changed his threshold from being under 60% to under 70%, he'd basically work perfectly with Bennett, and at C0 he'd be more interesting to use. I think that would be a way that they could have made him just a little more sufficient for everybody. But at the same time, I get it. They're trying to move away from characters, just people just using Bennett forever, trying new things, and I'm okay with that. That's actually one of the other reasons that I'm excited for Wriothesley, because this is going to be the first character from the Fontaine region that I'm going to be going for. I skipped New Valette. I did 75, specifically 75 wishes on the banner from Zero Pity. And I did that because I said, if New Valette is the character I'm going to get, you guys are going to give me New Valette. But I want Wriothesley, so I'm only willing to go up to Pity. And if I don't get him by Pity, I'm okay with that because I'll just save for Wriothesley. And that's what I did. C0 it's kind of looking like the plan now. The plan was originally to go for C1. But I feel like I might actually like Wriothesley a lot more than I had once thought. So I think I might actually go for either C1 or the weapon. Now, I have Elegy of the End already. So in most situations, I wouldn't recommend getting a second Elegy of the End. So that's one thing that I'm not entirely too excited about. But I do feel like it's okay for me to do like maybe 40 pulls on the banner, 50 pulls on the weapon banner, and see if I can get the weapon earlier, early 5-star, and then I can kind of decide what I want to do from there. But if I do those 40, 50 pulls and I don't get anything I want, I'm okay with leaving at that point, because I don't feel like it's necessary for me to go all the way on the weapon banner when there could be better weapon banners, or on Wriothesley's rerun, I can go for his weapon and then I can see an upgrade from there and I can kind of take it from there. I do have Memories of Dust. It's not the greatest weapon, but it's not awful. It's usable. So that's kind of where my mindset is now. I'm just trying to figure out if I want to go for his weapon, if I don't, if I want to go for C1, if I don't. I will probably keep at least 120 pulls, somewhere around there, to go for Farina. I do think Farina is going to be a strong character, and then after that I'll be saving for someone like Cloud Retainer, Arlecchino. Those are the only two characters that really get me excited. If Navia is the kind of character who I'd want her to be, which would be like a support for Geo, then I could go for her, but I think she's going to be a damage dealer, so anyway, all of that is against the point. They're talking about Wriothesley, and I think that Wriothesley is going to be a character that could surprise some people. I feel like he has some teams that he shines in that other characters just won't be able to shine the same way in. Like, I feel like in the Burgeon Fridge team, I feel like that team will be just insane. A lot of, just the way that they even paired his banner up with Toma, I feel like a lot of people won't be expecting the kind of strength that we'll get from Wriothesley in that team. I feel like he'll be really good in some type of reverse melt team. We don't really have a character who specializes in that, maybe Alloy, but I feel like he'll be just really good with that. And freeze teams with Shenhe, he'll be great. I don't know, I feel like he just has options, and he has Farina too to kind of facilitate those options. Even talking about Wriothesley with Farina in the Burgeon Melt team, right? Not Burgeon Melt, Burgeon the Burge and Fridge team. Wow, I couldn't even get that out for the longest time. Burge and Fridge team. With Frina, she gets the whole team damage percent. All you really need is a character who can heal. Throw Jean on there. I don't know if... Well, I guess you wouldn't have enough space for Jean. You would just need a character who can heal. That would be the only thing. You could put Baizu in there to kind of replace... You could put Baiju in the team to take place for Nahida, kind of mix and match a team there. I feel like he will just kind of cooperate with a lot of characters that we don't even expect him to, and then new characters coming out in the future will always be a buff to him. Now, will he be the strongest character in the game? Probably not, but I feel like he has the potential to be one of the funnest, and that is the most important thing with Wriothesley. Like, I really enjoy... I've been playing characters who have issues with cooperating and having, you know, supports that go well with him, and Wriothesley has the opposite of that issue because he's an on-field carry who can switch, and he's cryo, and he has just this heavy cryo application. I feel like he has so much synergy with characters in ways in teams that we've seen before but just haven't worked. Like, he's like Ganyu, but normal attack focus instead of charge attack focus. And I like the way that his charge attack, especially if you go for C1, is seamlessly put into his kit. So although I do think that C1 is a heftier ask to ask me to go for, at least it's not so deep in his constellations that like C2 or C4 or C6 even. And I don't feel like he's even... I feel like he gets most of his damage potential and his kind of utility fixes and that type of stuff at his C1. He doesn't really need to go that deep. So if you've been a person who's been saving for Wriothesley, trying to see what you can take this character, I feel like me as somebody who pulled for Ayaka, I didn't really like that Ayaka was only good in freeze teams because I didn't necessarily like freeze teams. I never pulled for Kokomi, and Mona never worked the way that I would have wanted Mona to work with the freeze team. So I never felt like Ayaka and me had the best relationship. Ganyu is a character that I hated. So Wriothesley really came in at a point where I was kind of felt done with cryo. Like, there's no cryo except for Shenhe, who I pulled just because I love her. And I've been waiting for a cryo character that can work well with Shenhe, and this is going to be like that character for me. So I'm actually really excited to take Wriothesley to wherever heights, you know, he can get to. I'm excited to try him in the reverse melt team. I feel like that will be a team that'll make him shine a lot. Like, you don't have to use Kazuha, you can use Bennett, Shenhe, Shangling, Wriothesley, and those characters can just really shine with each other. You know, although you don't get the VV debuff and you don't get the Kazuha elemental damage buff, you do get a lot from that team just in reverse melt in terms of just being able to aura, just go ham on guys. Like, that's just one thing that I think is really cool with Wriothesley, and I feel like I'm gonna have a lot of fun, you know, bobbing, weaving, getting out of the way, uppercuts, you know. I think that that'll be cool. I get to see Shenhe's animation. I don't actually get to use Shenhe that much. One thing I'm not super excited about is having to bench Kaya. You know, I think Mono, that will be the team that I feel like I'm going to want to try too. Mono, Cryo. Like that, I want to be able to put Kaya, which is my boy. I double crowned him just because I love him. Shenhe, Wriothesley, Kazuha, something like that. And for that team specifically, I feel like I'd want to have C1. But also, like, it'll be cool to try those, like, no healer comps. That'll be one of the first teams that I'll try with the no healer comp if I do end up going for the C1. Anyway, that's all I really got to say. I'm really excited for Wriothesley. As you can tell, tomorrow can't come soon enough. It's probably, at this point, maybe like 16 hours away, something like that. So let me know what you guys think about Wriothesley, if you guys are going to be pulling for him, if you guys are going to be going for the weapon, if you guys are skipping for him. It's all cool. If you like him, if you don't, we can all watch him on YouTube and then, you know, get him on the rerun. You don't have to get him now. I know the Archon's showing up soon, so everyone's going to be trying to take their time and use it Primo's Wriothesley. I spent money. I buy the Battle Pass. I buy the Welkin, but I don't actually buy, like, the top-ups. I haven't bought top-ups since maybe Sino's first run. So I've been trying to not buy top-ups since then, and I've been doing a pretty good job. So I recommend that to the same people. Like, maybe buy top-ups if you want, but you don't really have to. And all of that is to say, don't spend money that you don't have. I can't recommend you doing that. You know, that's just not healthy. So, you know, spend within your limits, guys. And like, subscribe, and let me know you're live down in the comments. Thank you guys for watching my video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. If you guys want to watch me stream my pulls, it's twitch.tv/clutchexe. Thank you very much. Peace out.